In a village, there was a girl named Arzu who was born without any hair. She had no hair on her head, and because of this, the villagers looked at her differently. People often laughed at her and called her ugly. One day, as Arzu was going about her work, two women passed by her at the village crossroads and began talking to each other.
Hey, look, is that Arzu? Poor girl has not a single hair on her head. Have you ever seen such an ugly girl?
Yes, it seems beauty wasn't written in her destiny. That's why God didn't give her any hair. Who would marry her?
Hearing this, Arzu stopped and smiled at the women.
I am happy with how God made me. Beauty is in the heart, and my heart is more beautiful than anyone with hair.
Hearing this, Arzu's mother, who was standing nearby, stepped forward and spoke to the women kindly.
Hair can fall out with time, but true beauty is in a person's character and morals. What do you know about Arzu's beauty?
Arzu had love for everyone in her heart, and her character was so good that slowly the villagers started talking to her. But Arzu's journey didn't end there. One day, an elderly man from the village fell ill, and no one was ready to take him to the hospital because the road was difficult. Arzu showed courage and took the old man to a hospital on the other side of the village. Her compassion and dedication won the villagers' hearts. Gradually, the villagers realized that Arzu was not only a great person, but also was making improvements in the village. Arzu taught everyone that true beauty is inside us, hidden in our good deeds, thoughts, and humanity. There was no school for young children in the village, and they were missing out on education. Arzu decided to solve this problem. She spoke to the village elders and convinced them to build a small school near the village where children could get basic education. Arzu also collected donations for the school and started the construction with the help of the villagers. When the school was ready, the village children happily went there to study. The villagers greatly appreciated and praised Arzu for this wonderful service. One day, there was a severe water shortage in the village. The village wells had dried up and people were struggling to find water. Arzu decided to help the villagers in this difficult time. She checked old documents and found that there was an old water spring near the village that had been forgotten over time. Arzu gathered a few young people from the village and set out to find this spring. After several days of searching, she managed to locate the old spring. Arzu and her team cleaned the spring and made it possible for the villagers to get water from it. The villagers sincerely appreciated Arzu's efforts and thanked her. Village women were generally limited to household chores and were not financially independent. Arzu made a plan to address this issue. She gathered the village women and resolved to teach them various skills such as sewing, embroidery, and other crafts. Arzu also learned some new skills herself and began teaching the village women. Soon, the women started making things with their own hands and selling them in the market. This increased the confidence of the village women. In the village, a young man named Reistat was greatly impressed by Arzu's hard work and good nature. He understood the beauty of Arzu's heart and valued her character. Reistat proposed to Arzu and said,
Arzu, I love your character and I want to spend my life with you. Your beauty is in your character, and that's what matters most to me.
Arzu accepted Reistat's sincerity and love, and they got married. After the marriage, the villagers also started respecting Arzu because they saw that her heart's beauty had given her a happy life. Even after her marriage, Arzu continued serving the villagers and made a place in their hearts. The villagers honored her for her wisdom and kindness, and her lack of hair was completely forgotten. Arzu taught everyone that if we accept our true identity with our heart, the world will also accept us with our identity.